Okay, I've got the recording started, so we are good to go there. Let's get started, do the clap here. Make sure the audio thing's all
Do we
good
actually,
to
we're not syncing audio, so we don't actually need to do the clap, right?
I have no
Okay.
idea. We'll figure it
The,
out. We're so professional here,
Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I am joined today by the Alex Kelley.
What
He's one
up,
of my
what
best
up, what up?
friends. He's one of my best friends. You can hear him on One Last Job, and most importantly for today, he's a Twitch streamer that you can find, the Alex Kelley. The reason being, I wanted to kind of do a deep dive behind the scenes music thing for the upcoming record. It'll be out about a week from now when you see this. And Alex knows how Discord and microphones and stuff works. So I figured he would be the one that I joined because that's better than me just talking to a camera for like an hour. So everybody give Alex a warm welcome. What up, Alex?
What's going on? What's going on? So, I figure since I'm the field recorder and stuff, I know my way around all this stuff, so we're good to go. New field is Discord instead of my car exhaust. So, want to start off. Seems like your first album. It's only you, and you know what? It was
It's just you.
It's just you. My bad.
Yeah.
Fake friend alert.
No good. I haven't corrected you the last like 11 times you said that to me, but now because we're in front of everybody, I want them to search for the correct thing.
It's just you, and that seems, like, oh, it's a sole effort. It's only Kyle. Now we've got One Last Job. I got that one right? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm on my toes now. But this is more of like a collaborative effort and everything. And what was your thought process going from thinking like, hey, I've done this on my own to now, hey, I want to include my friends and do extra stuff with it and everything here? What made you want to change things up here?
It just kind of seemed like the next logical step to me because like everything about music and the enjoyment of it's really personal, but then you have your friends and you talk to them like, who's your favorite guitarist? Let's go to a show, all that. And I really wanted to just push and get another record out this year, and then I realized there were all these places where you guys could slot in, and instead of just going to my friends that like have tons of records out and getting them to guest on it and stuff, I was like, what about all my friends that are kind of in the same like spot as me, like wanted to like get going more and they're kind of on the front end of the journey, and what if everybody pitched in and we did a little bit of it together? And then I'm sure we'll touch on this too, then that's when the album artwork and the story and all kind of came together, and I'm like, oh well, I need my bros for One Last Job. If I'm going on One Last Job, I need the boys for that, so I thought it would just be a fun little exercise of having everybody contribute in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. So like, if this is just One Last Job, how's unemployment treating you?
Right, yeah, finally done now.
It's over, it's done, we're packing it up.
I put out a new record and then I retire.
Yeah, exactly. Retire while you're on top here. And I'm saying, like, you can't fizzle out and say, oh, this is our heaviest, most mature album and everything. And
heavier and more emotional. You guys aren't going to believe it.
We definitely haven't run out of things to write about, guys. So, like, how did you get to be making like combine like your 80s like sleazy rock and add that to like modern pop punk and like metalcore? Like, what was the thought process there? What really made you do all that stuff? Like, make you think about all that?
More on It's Just You. I guess you could hear me kind of like somewhat exploring all those things separately. Like, obviously they still blend together, but category 3 is like mostly 80s, and there's like a little breakdown and a little pop punk melody, or then a song like Call Me When You Get There is like mostly pop punk, but because it's instrumental, there's like a little 80s guitar, and because it's more easy chords, metalcore.
Yeah.
I really wanted to try to actually be able to blend all those together and make it somewhat cohesive. for this album where it's not so much like, oh, this is the pop punk song, this is the metalcore song. I wanted every song to be like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I found it to be more of an approach thing, kind of like the way you play, the way you produce. All the songs could have been just more metalcore or just more 80s or just more pop punk, but it's kind of like if you play it more rock and roll and like keep it a little loose and don't like grid snap everything and try to have like the rock and roll like attitude, I think that permeates the whole song. So even if the song's a little pop punk or the song's a little metalcore, and that's how I like to think of it. And I guess at the end of the day, it's just I'm trying to write a good song instead of a song to certain parameters because
Right.
when it's instrumental music, regardless, like somebody willing to listen to an instrumental guitar song is already kind of like bought into the concept. So at that point,
Yeah.
I figure I kind of want to give them more to chew on and like take the song to multiple places. Whereas if I had kick-ass lyrics and a big hook, like yeah, everybody can relate to, then you can kind of play it safer and just kind of
Right.
do one or two things in the song. Whereas instrumental, I feel like you're going to get bored if I don't make it take some twists and turns.
I think attitude is probably the best way to like describe what you're going for here. Like whenever I'm listening to your stuff, you got a certain feel to it that you execute on like really really well where you're adding in, oh, sure, we've got like this 80s tone and everything, but we're adding in all these pinch harmonics that are more metalcore, easy core kind of stuff going on that you would hear in like other stuff that's got vocals, but like you're saying, you're blending it all together to keep things fresh and interesting and stuff like that. Since we're not relying on vocals here and stuff.
Yeah, I think you got what I meant then. I know I was kind of rambling, but when you said attitude, the way I look at it is like, what emotional affect do I want to come across? And when you were mentioning some of the things where I like to make the song sound a little more live, like feedback and stuff
Yeah,
like that coming up, the way I would put it is like, I think the songs sound rock because I played them. But if I gave you the exact same songs and I was like, Alex, can you like track these for
yeah,
me? I think it would sound like more metal. It's kind of like up to the interpretation.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's a great interpretation and everything. It's pretty sick. So that kind of leads me to, I guess, the first track here. I just got to ask you, like, how'd you meet Tommy Denander and get him to do, solos for you and everything, or the main solo of it, the song and everything here?
Yeah, so it was really cool because when I had my little like small moment on YouTube there a couple years ago where I started just uploading videos where I spoke for the first time and the second one got like 50,000
Yeah,
views and I was so stoked cuz all these people that we watch like Michael Nielsen and Rob Baker were like
yeah.
commenting like yo this is sick and Tommy wound up commenting on one of mine, and I'm way down the session guy rabbit hole, and he's a little younger. Like if you think like Steve Lukather and like us, he's like in between.
Right, right,
So
right.
he's been doing it for I think about 30 years now, and but he's kind of like more like next gen. So he did some of the Alice Cooper albums in the 2010s and the Hollywood Vampires stuff with like Jeff Beck and
Oh,
Johnny Depp and all that. So he's kind of been doing more modern stuff. So he's just around. He's on the internet, right? Like it's
yeah.
actually like his vibe. And he just had a really nice comment on one of my videos, and he's talking about it's so cool to see you working on this rack tone thing. Here's what I do, and so I followed him back on YouTube and I saw him early this year saying that like as a promo, in addition to his like actual fancy session work, um, he just does no questions asked. Like the song doesn't have to be good or mixed well or anything. $50 guest solos for anybody, and
Dude,
he
hell yeah.
yeah, it was a little more 50 euros, and we're kind
Oh,
of hurting over here right now in America, so it's a little bit more. But he so I was like, wow, I like it was a big moment for me because I always felt like if I bring someone else on to play a solo, it's like admitting that I can't play a good solo. And, you know, it's like, I haven't been playing guitar as long as you guys. I got like a chip on my shoulder. So I practice like crazy doing the Paul Gilbert intense rocks, trying to get faster. And like, I'm always, I got something to prove still. Like, I want to play cool solos. So, but I was like, man, Tommy's so nice. And Tommy has fans. Maybe some people will hear me if it says featuring Tommy Denander. I'm like, $50. Like, why not? And he emailed me back in like an hour and was like, hey, it's good to hear from you again, man. Yeah, I'd love to. This is a cool song. And I was like, sick. And then I was like at nighttime on a Friday, and then I went to bed. And when I woke up Saturday, he had already sent me the solo.
Dude, hell yeah.
And I was, he's like, hey, does this sound all good? Like, if you like this, I'll just, you know, like trim it up a little bit and send it over. And I was like, it's perfect. Send it. So yeah, just by chance started talking to him a couple years ago, and it was really cool because he completely elevated the song.
Right.
You know, not only is the playing crazy, but there's a key change where the key change for the solo is F minor, which is also not people's favorite.
That's a little out there.
Yeah. So no, I didn't have to do that. He ripped all over it. And I can't imagine the song without it now. And it definitely lit a fire under my ass because that was, I got that solo back before I had done any of my solos for the rest of the album. And I was like, I gotta get it. Yeah. And I guess one more note on that is I didn't mix it at all. I just did levels because it sounded so good. He told me that he used all real. When I talk about my stuff, it's plugins. He used a real SOO 100, a real H3000, and a real Lexicon. And I was like, it was like hearing the face of God. And I'm like, I'm not even going to EQ this. I just put it on top, mixed, done, sent to mastering.
And it's like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's what we're going for. You got the dream gear. That is what Kyle is going for here. This is so you. Totally Kyle. Okay, so that kind of leads me to the next question here, which is like, you know, what is your favorite riff, but what is also the hardest riff that was hardest like to track, or maybe it was a solo or something like that? Well,
on the whole album?
Yeah.
So okay, there's some solo parts where I'm really playing at like the edge of my ability, like of course on the whole album, but for the most part, I think everybody will tell you the solos are easier because they're allowed to be a little more free flowing. Yeah, instead of really locking in with the riffs and stuff. The best example is in the middle of Outer Heaven. There's like the fast mellow death part. It's like 90 seconds, I think. And I kind of before I went to final tracking, I was like adjusting the tempo map of the whole song. So like it would kind of like breathe, you know, like higher BPM here, lower BPM here, instead of it just being straight all the way through. You know, I like it to push and pull. And I was tracking that middle like mellow death section, and you know, it's like harmonized and has some like Protest a Hero type stuff. And I was like, this is really hard. Like, what's going on? I practiced this. I thought I was good. And just when I did the new tempo map, I set that entire middle, like, fastest, hardest section of the song a couple BPM higher than I had written it at, and I didn't notice. And I was like, I guess that's how it sounds now, because I ain't doing that again. I left my takes. I kept that faster BPM, and I was like, hey, like, you always hear back, like, on that Dawkins album, they played the tape back a little fast, and that's why it's all out of tune slightly, or like things like that. I'm like, I'm not fixing it. It's like part of the song now, you know?
We're committing to it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one to play? Or what was the one you're like, okay, favorite. This is, you know, where it's at. This is pure Kyle here.
Pure. Yeah. Okay. So not talking about whole songs or whatever, just riffs.
Just like riff. You're like, okay.
The main riff of For Old Time's Sake is just like, if somebody's heard me play before and they hear that, they're like, oh, he's on his Kyle bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's Kyle. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You're like, oh, yep, here we go. We're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Kyle's doing his thing. All right. Okay. Yeah. So.
I also on the rhythm guitars, that's one of the songs where on the rhythm guitars, I actually have like the pitch detune too, so it sounds like
Oh,
extra wide instead of just the lead guitars, and it's kind of got that like Zach thing going on with like vibrato on the chords, and it just that's a song that came together really well and is like a cool lead out from the first song, One Last Job, you know. So that's a good riff.
yeah, absolutely. So, like, where'd you come up with the names for stuff like, Outer Heaven and all your songs like that? Like, obviously, Category 4, we got to do one better than Category 3. So, are we
Yeah,
looking at Category 6 next time,
the
or sorry, next Category 5? I can't count.
but But whenever I feel like my lead playing has improved sufficiently is when a new hurricane ranking is going to appear on my album. So, you know, we had category 3, now we have category 4. Yeah, so the story of the album, I guess, it you can look at it as it's in thirds, like 3 acts,
Yeah.
or kind of like 2 acts with an intermission and an epilogue. So, I wanted the song titles to lead into each other. So One Last Job, the title, and
Yeah.
I wound up not doing this. I almost did. It just depended on what looked better in the formatting. But you know, that could be dot 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 for old time's sake, and that those songs are kind of like a pair. You know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and executive outcomes is like a reference to some old military stuff, and then Outer Heaven,
I just thought you
obviously
were on
Metal
like your
Gear.
CEO shit there, dude. Like, you're on your C
Yeah.
suite making executive outcomes here, decisions for the outcomes.
Yeah, exactly. Like that song's a bit of a change of pace on the album, and it's a major story beat. So I wanted it to kind of be like a zoom out, you know, executive outcomes type
Okay,
thing. And then Outer Heaven, Metal Gear, of course, reference that. You know, when the story's kind of an '80s action flick, like heist
yeah. Right,
thing. I
yeah.
figured that fits. The Windows is I'm just gonna call it Windows
Yeah,
from
you're not gonna go the
now
entire name the
on.
entire time, dude.
You keep jumping through windows and acting surprised when you get hurt. Not Metal Gear. That's one of my favorite quotes from a video game. Maybe somebody in the comments will.
Uh-oh. We
I
got
think
real
you've
gamer
played it.
alerts.
I think you've played it on stream. Maybe I'll double check with you after because I wanted to
Uh-oh.
be a surprise for the for the viewers. But it's actually like a really like emotional quote that kind of like stuck with me. The meaning is like you know, somebody's going through life and you see them like always making things hard on themselves. They never take the obvious
Yeah.
option. You keep jumping through windows and it's because you won't walk through the front door. You just keep on trying to improvise and you'll never make the correct choice because that's kind of who you are as a person. You have to learn it the hard way. And then yeah,
Yeah, I
category
totally
four
under.
is it's one higher than 3. So you know
It is.
I had to bust out my whole bag of tricks for the solos in that one.
To blow us away. Yeah, I thought the Windows song. I thought that was just like getting older and being like an unk status. Like you can't you keep jumping through windows. And getting surprised you get hurt. I'm like that just sounds like a joint issue. Like.
Right, yeah. Oh, we're getting up there. Yeah, I told I told our buddy John Vocal the other day because he was hitting me up about something, and everybody check out Blank Slate Texas,
Blank
cool band,
slate.
and he was like, "Oh, I got this new Discord joining if you want to go," and I was like, "Believe it or not, that might be possible because I'm being forced to get a Discord for an interview that I'm doing this weekend," and he goes, "Bro, you are so unk," and I'm like, "I'm proud."
Oh my god, I love John. He was doing
Yeah.
like some thing where he's like flow with the flood Friday, like doing promoting his songs and stuff, and he's like, well, now we got up to this goal. I'm gonna shave my head to a mullet. I'm like, move with the mullet Mondays now. Let's go.
Yeah. Moment Mondays, yes.
Oh man. So that leads us to I guess when are we doing this live, man? This sounds like it'd be the most fun live show. Like we got to do a full on Kyle, you know, how like just a Kyle show here. We got to get you playing live and get you out there. What do you think you would lead your set list with, and what do you think you would end with between this and obviously your first album?
I think I'd open with category 3. Because imagine, like,
Yeah.
because I haven't played live since before COVID. I think I've just started learning to record instead. I've been
Yeah.
focusing on different things. So where I go when you say that is it when I'm out in California, we could get like a little venue and
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of do like a bro thing or whatever. So
Or
I'd
just
have to
take over
start
the
with
Rev booth
category
at
3
NAM,
because
dude.
I would imagine I would force Nate to be in the band and he could do the all right, we're rolling and then start
Yeah.
the song.
I'll pull up my car for everybody, we'll park on stage
Yeah,
real quick.
a parking lot gig. And then
Yeah.
you could back your car up so the exhaust is like next to the cabs.
Yeah,
And
just
you
get an
go,
SM58 there real quick.
yeah. And then I I'd like to close with Windows. I think if I've written anything approximating a good song, it's that.
Yeah.
And that's like definitely my favorite thing that I've ever worked on. So like I think that would be a pretty good closer. There's some stuff in there that'd be a little difficult to play correctly every time live,
Ah,
but
that's fine. It's a
for me at
live
least.
show. That's
Yeah.
all. The audience doesn't need to know that like it's perfect. They just got to like enjoy the vibe here. It's all good. You're
Yeah.
not like messing up a sweep here or anything like that. Which guitar of
It's
yours?
funny you say that because you're like Mr. Sweep and I'm not. That is one of the few songs that does like literally have sweeps that I play in it. So like
Oh, well,
your
dude. Well, I
throwaway
mean, like
comment's actually
you got
accurate.
that easy. I mean, just clean it up. That's all you got to do. Sweep it
Yeah.
under the rug. Um, what guitar would you use live? And would you also do synths live, or would you do a backing track for that?
Yeah, it's tough because on the one hand, like a positive thing about my music is it doesn't necessarily like need to be to a click or like have a bunch of tracks. So like it would really be nice to play with just a band, but then we would need a keyboard player. And the good news for the keyboard player is all the synth parts are like very straightforward,
Yeah.
simple. I'm kind of just doing like a hey, I would like to kind of add this texture to the song, like hack guitar player adding some key stuff. There's no like power metal like shredding keys in it or anything. So I think it would actually be cool playing it live to have a dedicated keyboard player because it would be simple for them to do. It doesn't require a ton of songs, and if we wanted to get really crazy with it, they could also play the samples, like when I have like wave, like ocean sound effects in some of the songs,
Right.
or, yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, it would be cool to do it just with an actual keyboard player.
Oh yeah, that'd be so fun. But which guitar would you bring out to play the entire set? Like, what do you think would be the easiest, most like I guess Kyle guitar of the collection to get all these tones? Because you're using a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, so for me, like, if I was gonna play live, like I said, I haven't in a while, but every now and then in Brevard, I get asked to like fill in on some stuff. So like I've been thinking like, hey, like what would I actually play? And at least for my own music, if I wanted a guitar that was like nothing to worry about and just like straightforward, it would be my Sully Raven, which is like a bird shape with a
Yeah.
tunematic.
Can you
Or
bust it out?
what?
Can you bring it out? You got it
Oh yeah,
ready to
one
go?
quick
Yeah. Let's
pause.
let's
Yeah,
show what the
we
people.
got vamp for the audience.
Oh. Hell yeah.
All right, the bird is here.
The bird has landed. Yo, there it is.
Yeah, the
Quote the
this is
Raven. Hell
absolutely
yeah, brother.
this is absolutely one of my favorite guitars because I guess most of my playing life, I was obviously always really into like fiddly guitars. Like I want tons of
Yeah.
switches,
Yeah.
like preamps, trem, and all that. And a couple years ago, I really wanted to go back to basics, and I was playing more Les Paul style guitars like Nags. I still have an Eclipse that I
Yeah.
really like, and just I've come to really value a Tom because it's like there's nowhere to hide. When you give me a
Yep.
Strat, I go into Strat mode. I'm doing all my Strat tricks. I'm doing my trem stuff. I'm going to the
Right.
in between positions to do all the quacky sounds. And this I just actually have to play, and so This is my new favorite because there's a lot of reasons. The first thing I
Yeah.
realized actually is for me, I'm 6'2", and people complain about birds being big or kicking out too far this way or whatever.
Yeah.
The offset makes everything land perfect for me
Dude.
compared to a Les Paul. My hand naturally wants to be at about 12, which is really nice for lead.
Yeah.
On a Les Paul, I kind of naturally land at like 7, more like if I'm in nice like shoulders relaxed, like elbow tucked in mode. So it's very comfortable for me. I ordered it with some specs that I like a maple neck
Yeah.
instead of mahogany.
Mahogany,
I
yeah.
like A-line headstocks. Sully is kind of known for doing this hook
It's
on the
cool.
bottom
Yeah,
of his
yeah,
guitar.
yeah.
To me, this looks like the model that the hook was like made for.
That's
Like
so, yeah.
it'll hook up at the headstock, body's all sweet, hook at the end instead of the straight bird
Yeah, we
taper
got the V's and everything.
going on. So on top of it looking the part and sounding the part and playing good, for simple stuff, I've come to really value just a tune-o-matic, no bullshit, gotta do
Right.
my thing. So it would be this, and then the other obvious answer is for all the parts that I have that do require like the really in-depth clean tones or trems and stuff. My Tyler and my Anderson Raven.
Yeah.
This is also a Raven, by the way. Funny, yeah. The solo Anderson Raven's a jazz master. Um, that Anderson Raven's the first Anderson I got back in 2018,
Yeah.
and kind of it's been along with me for a long part of my guitar journey of like when I really started woodshedding and trying to get better. So I really know how that Anderson Raven feels. And then my Tyler looks crazy and has a preamp in it for the clean tones and stuff. So it would be this if I was trying to do it and keep it really stripped down. But say I roped like Nate into playing guitar for me and he was
Yeah.
going to handle all the basic stuff and then I have to do all the fiddly stuff, then it would probably be more like, okay, I'm going to bring out like my Tylers. So I have my swang bar
Yeah,
and
got a little extra sauce there and everything.
definitely, those are the top guitars that I'm just comfortable on. It's like definitely this, and then like my Tyler and my Anderson. They're home base, you know.
Exactly, exactly. Did you use like the Raven for a lot more of the heavy stuff, or what did you use the Raven mostly for on the album?
Raven is rhythm guitar on the title track on One Last Job. Yep,
Sick.
that's in drop D. I did a variety of tunings on the
Hmm.
album, so it kind of depends on that. As far as solo stuff, every single guitar, overdubs, rhythm, cleans, whatever, every single guitar on For Old Time's Sake is my Green Trella,
Sick.
because that's a D standard song.
Okay, yeah.
Um, and then Sully Adjacent, my Pink Ice Destroyer, is all the rhythm guitars
Yeah.
on Category 4 because that's an E flat.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
thing's
the
sick.
tuning, like we grew up on 7string.org and the
Yeah.
forum.
Of course, we've got
Everything
to
is
write a
downstream of
different
tuning
song in
for
each
us,
tuning.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't just make it simple for ourselves. We can't just do all that. It's like, oh well, I got to do D standard here. Well, maybe drop C sharp and
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'll like if once I have a little demo going, I'll try it in a couple different tunings and whatever one feels right. It's like that's the one I stick with. And it's usually the tuning that you happen to write it in because you're just used to it already. But sometimes it'll shift up and down, or I think like, oh, I have like this specific guitar and this specific tuning that I really want to use. So I'm gonna do my E flat because I have these. So
Did you
you know how
mostly
it goes.
stick with
First
like?
world problems. We got
Yeah.
too many
Oh
cool
yeah.
guitars, and we have to pick which ones we want to use.
I don't know if we have too many guitars. Well, I don't. We could always use a little more.
Right? Yeah, more is more. I've
Yeah,
heard.
exactly. No, bigger number, better person. That's all I'm saying here. So did you mostly stick around like E flat and D standard, or did you go even lower? Or
Yeah. So front to back, One Last Job's drop D.
Mhm.
Um, I said for old time's sake is D standard. Spoiler alert: Executive Outcomes is all synth. So yeah, synthwave track in the middle.
We'll just consider that drop Z.
Drop Z.
It's so low you can't even hear it, bro.
Outer Heaven, like for old time's sake, is also all one guitar because it's in drop A sharp on an EverTune Charvel that I have, and
Hell yeah,
I ain't
dude.
keeping more than one guitar down there. But you know, for the viewers, Alex is like more like a tech death metalcore guy. He's got 7 strings, 8 strings. I tend to keep it more simple, but I also grew up listening to and learning like A Day to Remember and
Yeah.
Chunk No Captain Chunk and Issues and In Flames and like all these drop A sharp bands. So I just like having a guitar tune down there.
You just
And
need a stupid low guitar. Like, that's just fun,
yeah.
you know? That's just like,
Yeah,
okay.
well, and thank you for acknowledging that that's stupid low for me. You know, it takes me to a different headspace though. Like when you have an 8 string, right?
Well, I mean, even on 6 string, like personally, my lowest tuned 6 string is my Explorer in drop B. So you're a half
there you
step
go.
even lower. So like you're beating me there. I have to add strings just to match where you're at, bro.
I'm the true gent warrior. But yeah, so I have that guitar not so much just to play covers because I feel like everybody puts a guitar into tuning to like learn some of their favorite bands songs
Yeah.
sometimes, right? But for me, like managing the guitar collection, like I try not to have a guitar like just to play other people's music. And I found the drop A sharp something about just that register is really different from like the more normal tuned guitars that I play, and it does bring out different, you know, playing in me and stuff. So yeah, I like drop A sharp a lot. So I guess I'm baked into keeping that guitar forever now too, because I ain't tuning down there without an EverTune. You know that, man.
Yeah.
Those hassles. Then Windows is E flat.
Sick.
That's that song is also all one guitar. That's my full thickness Eclipse with Fishman Classics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, those are sick.
Some people that have heard that, this is like a weird like compliment that I get sometimes. They're always surprised it's the Eclipse because they're like, it sounded like it had a trem. And I'm like, no, I'm just like bending behind the nut and like doing big
Yeah,
bends.
you're
And
doing all
stuff.
your Kyle tricks here, you know, doing all the crazy stuff. Were you doing the neck shifting thing as well, or anything like that? You know?
I think I did that on one of the guitars for like the big outro, but there's definitely spots where I do the Jakey Lee John 5 like behind the nut
Yeah.
bend on some stuff, and it's like that's another thing that I would say is the rock versus like metal vibe.
Mhm.
I don't have all of my like Racer X 3 note per string stuff like lightning fast, so I'm like, what kind of weird like take inspiration from like Van Halen or whatever? What
Yeah.
kind of weird noises can you make with the guitar that makes people go like,
Exactly.
"Whoa, what was that?" So I try to have more of that, you know.
Yeah, and you know, that's probably a little bit more fun than just running up and down scales and stuff all the time. Like
Well, once I can do that, you're gonna be hearing a lot more of it in my music.
we'll get you, you know, a recessed Floyd as well on a, a super strat. So you're
Right.
just doing bullshit all the time. You're like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened? I'm Alex now.
That's like I said, it's the opposite of the tom guitar. If you give me any rope,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do all bullshit all the time instead of focusing on
I'm not gonna
playing.
lie, I kind of do that even on the Strat because, like, you know, I'm a Floyd Rose guy and everything. I'm just doing, you know, my flutters and whatnot, and then got the Strat to, like, you know, pare down and whatnot. And it's got a bar, and I didn't realize, you know, you can kind of make a Strat kind of feel a little bit more loose, kind of like a Floyd. Interesting, even if it's a 6 point. Wow, I can do all this. Now I'm just like doing bullshit on it all the
It's
time.
like it was a Floyd guitar again, right?
Yeah, I'm like,
but
huh, interesting. Maybe you ought to
it's
take the war off, you know?
it's fun just even like 10% being able to put yourself in like a little bit of a different box though, right?
Yeah.
And learn from the limitations. Do you tilt it forward at all or is it flush to
No,
the body?
I just made it actually just flat to the body. I'm like,
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
I'm not gonna deal with it too much. It's a lot of effort to do more Floyd stuff to it. I'm like, well, it's not a Floyd guitar. It's not gonna do exactly what I want out of a Floyd, so I'm gonna treat it as something different here.
Yeah, it's a good move too because then when you got it flush to the body and you got enough tension on it, it's like, hey, if you want to drop the low string, you can do that too because it like that doesn't really matter for your 24 fret humbucker Floyd guitars because you have enough that you can have a D guitar and a drop C guitar. You don't have as many like chill out guitars, so it's nice that you could do like
Yeah.
standard and drop D on it, you know.
Yeah, and that's where we come back to, having the guitars with the toms. It's so nice to just like go back to that and just be locked in and not having to do dumb bullshit all the time. Like, oh, well, what if I do? It's like, okay, now we're not, fidgeting as much. We're solid. We're good. We're focused and everything here.
And then to finish the question, category 4, like I said, that's also E flat. Ice Destroyer rhythms, just because
Ice Destroyer.
it looks so cool. I really wanted to get it on the album, and it has that Ibanez sound. I went with Basswood and a Tone Zone, and it really sounds different from all my other guitars. So that's another example of I was trying to make that one sound more live, so I actually did like the live method of doubling where I only played the rhythm guitars once, and then I bust them into an H3000 on the other side, and I panned them differently.
Whoa, okay.
So like I said, I was trying to like really go for that more like canonical like arena rock sound on that. So I was like Basswood, Tone Zone, and as soon as I plugged in, I believe that's also an 800 with greenbacks plugins, of course.
Okay, yeah.
And with an SD1, and I was just like that, and then into the pitch, and I was like, this is the sound. And then I needed trems because that was sort of my meathead, one riff, all solos, like Dawkins song, that I was going for. So I needed to do the trem stuff in the song, and my only E flat trem guitar right now is actually my Anderson Raven. So all that shredding is on the P90s with a Strat trem and stuff for that song.
Well, dude, it sounds killer. Did you do any other like crazy, I guess, studio magic, like you're doing like that where you're splitting all kinds of crazy stuff? Did you do anything else like crazy on the album that was like, adding the Kyle sauce to it and everything?
I guess I was just kind of learning along the way. Like, I think this is a big step up sonically from It's Just You. And so every track I was looking for little opportunities to do more fun stuff like that. So, there's songs with reverse toms, which I like, the Def Leppard like thing, like that goes in the toms. There's one of the breakdowns. The only thing on the album I quad tracked is an HM2 on both sides comes in on one of the breakdowns.
Dude, it's so nasty.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, that sound is unmistakable, so you already know what part that is.
It's all grimed out, dude. Like there we go.
I'm sure you can hear too. I mixed in some pink noise too that kept getting louder. So like by the time it finally ends, it's just like. I'm like, oh, it just sounds so like brutal.
So the next album we're doing, adding in some more like white noise and like we have like Ocean in the Sun playing and like that, or Island in the Sun. Right. Yeah, get some more like Weezer.
Oh man, that'd be so funny. Like a little but like a little interlude. You know how like dumb heavy bands like Knocked Loose, they on one of their albums, they played like a Beach Boys song for a second and made it sound like it was coming through a radio. It would be so funny to like Buddy Holly someone between my songs. Reverse toms, little tricks like that. Outer Heaven has a lot of like ocean and like wind sound effects on it, and a lo-fi drum intro too. So you heard in the intro that's all reverbed and distorted out. So there's a lot of stuff like that, but I guess from a creative standpoint, it's just kind of like listening to songs, and if you hear like a hole where you're like, oh, like it would be like a little like catchier or more ear candy if something was here, that's when you go, oh, I need a reverse guitar into this, so it's like a swell, instead of just stuffing it everywhere. And then on a more technical level for the fellow mixers and producers out there, every good trick is automation. Just the more like one thing or another, whether it's like levels or effects or whatever, like the number one trick to everything is like not being lazy and just automating the hell out of stuff. So like a lot of my tricks are all automation like that.
And that's what takes a lot of time, doesn't it? It's like making sure it's perfect. We got the exact logarithmic
Yeah.
wave
Well,
or
and
whatever.
everybody
Yeah.
has different methods for that too. Like, Nesci was telling me that like before he's applied any processing, like he's just done a fader mix and got all the multi tracks in there. The first thing he does is automating and like side chaining. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know how I could do that until I have like all the sounds dialed in, you know? So like it's all about
Yeah.
kind of just deciding your workflow and stuff too. Like I said, without getting super into the weeds right now, it's just proof that there's no right and wrong. And I love talking to other people about mixing and stuff like
Yeah.
that because everybody does it a little differently. Like even if there was like a clone of me at like my exact skill level and everything, and like we mixed the same song, like Kyle and Kyle would do something different and have like something to learn from.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing like that.
That's so sick. So like you did all your own mixing and everything, right? Because you've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah, the entire mix is me, and then It's Just You was a mix of my masters and a couple Nesci masters.
Mm-hmm.
I paid our friend Daniel Nesci, shout out Nesci, that's Nesci.
Nesci.
I even had to think about it to make sure I didn't get it wrong, but he's a very, very talented audio engineer that he's done like walkout music for esports teams. I believe one of his sync songs was in a Super Bowl commercial last year.
Damn. All
He
right.
just scored a short film that's nominated for an award in LA this year, and I help him out on the marketing side at his plugin company,
Yeah.
Flick Switch Audio. Go check it
There it
out.
is.
And
Get
I
meshy with
like
Nesci, bro.
mastering. I like giving it to someone that I trust because one, he's really good. Two, he has like $40,000 of outboard gear, and if you're gonna hear that, it's in mastering, going through the real,
Oh yeah.
compressors and stuff like that. So it was good having a kind of like a good support system in Nesci, like bumpers at the bowling alley. It's like, hey, I'm mixing and I'm gonna do my best. He's the one that has to make sure that it's gonna sound good on Spotify and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So he his masters really brought the album to life. Some of them were like really hyped up at first. I think I could tell that he does more like pop music normally or like
Yeah.
EDM. It was like so crunchy and sounded huge, and I was like my only notes almost every time was like, "Hey, let's like dial it back a
Yeah.
little bit," and which was nice. We just set aside a night, and he lives in Australia, so it was like morning for him, night for me, and he was like, "Hey, like I want to knock through all of these right now. Let's go." So he would just send them and ask me for revisions, and they came out really good. I think it made the biggest difference on Category 4.
Right.
Category 4 was sounding good, and like I said, I tried to give it more of that live sound, and as soon as I heard it back, he gave it that like Nickelback low end where it just
Yeah.
sounds like cannons going off with the kick, and like the bass is like somehow like right at the front of your nose but glued to the guitars, and it just sounds giant, and I was like, hell yeah. And then one thing that you already heard was your car sound effects and stuff that you did.
Yeah.
I I didn't have the transition between songs that clean, and he did something that you could even do in the mastering stage of where he blended the 2 tracks together, so it's like when you put the keys in the ignition and when it
Yeah.
starts revving and you hear the beeping and stuff, it's like so seamless.
Yeah.
That was him. He made like a little edit between the 2 tracks, and I was like, "Dude, that's the
Dude,
coolest
it
shit."
sounds so sick.
But,
Like, it's literally
yeah, and
me.
then, a good time to shout out, some of the other collaborators too in the mix
Yeah.
phase. Our
Martin,
buddy
Ruben,
Martin
and
Dan.
Nate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, Nate, if you ask about the concept a little more in the future, he had a huge hand in the concept. But to answer your mixing question, our buddy Martin Dan, he's a really talented guitarist, but he listens to all kinds of music and like really out there stuff. So he's always
Mhm.
working on like dark pop stuff. He really loves Alan Holdsworth, and he
Yeah.
like transcribes shit. Like he's really smart,
Dude.
and he messes with synths a lot more than me. And there were a couple spots on the album where I just wasn't sure what synth I should go with. So
Right.
it was the chorus synths in for old time's sake. And then one of the chorus synths, like the EDM riser, like the
Yeah.
vacuum sound. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, so I sent him a demo, and we have one of the same synth libraries. And kind of like how I know on a song, like if oh, this part should be a telly into a Vox. He knows like this is a Korg or whatever, you know.
Right,
So
yeah.
I just had him kind of like mess around and send me back some presets. And so once he sent me the presets, you know, it's not like I'm the one sitting in front of the mix. They didn't like drop in exactly, but I looked at the synth he used and the settings, and how the oscillators are set and all that stuff that I'm kind of more just like monkey turning knobs with.
Right, yeah. Like, all
And
right, hey, I
I was
have no
like,
idea what I'm doing.
oh, I can go more down this rabbit hole. So yeah, he helped with the synths a lot. And then our pal Ruben, Ruben
Yeah.
Solari, I went to middle school with him. He's like one of my best, like
Hello,
oldest friends.
Swagapino.
Yeah, Swagapino Pride. He he happened to be in town on the very last day that I finished tracking the whole album. The very last day I tracked anything. So he came over, and so Martin has an additional synthesizers credit, and Ruben has an
Yeah.
additional engineering credit, just because, you know, it's nice not being the only person in the room. Like someone else can hit play for you or
Right.
be like, "Hey, I think this is too loud" or whatever. So he's my helper on the last day of recording, which was really sick.
It's nice to get like a normal person's like perspective and like help. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I'm not just like
Yeah,
going crazy in my own room here, right? Like,
yeah. So out, out of everybody that worked on the album, Ruben played an orchestra and he loves music, but he doesn't like play guitar right now or anything. He plays a little bit. He got bass recently, and he came
yo,
over and I was showing him some, like he likes Blink 182 and stuff, right? So I was like, "Here's how
yeah.
you play bass." But like you said, he was that normie set of ears, so I could be like, "Is this too loud?" And he'd be like, "Yeah," and like, I, we you and me, we're not smart, but we're too smart for our own good. Where we'll be like, "Is this actually too loud? I can't tell," or
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
And a
we totally
regular
get in our
person,
own heads.
like,
Yeah, it's
I can hear it, you know. Um, it's funny that all the memes are true too. Like he wanted to hear what isolated bass sounds like, and he's like, "I never would have thought bass was that like distorted. That sounds really dirty," you know. And it's like that's
yeah,
one of the common things that you always hear, that like
yeah,
you got to make bass more crunchy to sit through the mix. But yeah, so those were some other people that helped along the way. But as far as like the actual mix and the sound design and stuff, because like for example, you did the recording, but I went through your takes and I chopped them up because I told you to just do long takes of everything and give
yeah.
them to me, and that's how I was able to time, like, okay, I need the footsteps to be here and stuff. So I moved all that around too,
And you
and
know,
did
like, I won't take it, you know, too personally that you didn't add an entire minute of just car sounds. Like, you know, I don't know what's the deal with that.
hidden track at the
Yeah.
end when the last song is like 15 minutes and you gotta wait through all the silence, and then
you
it's just more
you start
minutes.
hearing all my neighbors yelling at me for revving my car in the driveway and stuff.
It's funny.
Hey.
Well, I want to go to your next question because we've been on the mix thing for a while.
Yeah.
But fun fact, I'm not remembering this exactly, but your engine revving is a very slightly sharp E flat, and it sounded fucking terrible next to the guitars, which are in D.
Oh
So
no! You
so
detuned it?
I tuned it to E flat exactly, and then down one so it would
Yeah.
match better. And then suddenly it sounded so sick, and I was like, "Let's go!"
I'll have to get an exhaust for the next one, bro. We'll tune it down.
It's funny.
Getting an exhaust to sound make my drop C bands I listen to sound better.
Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, like, this album has been sick, and it's been awesome that like we're doing all this like cool stuff for it and whatnot. And I know you've got like another thing, I guess, added to it. Tell me more about this solo competition you got coming up here.
Yeah, so little sneak preview for everybody that sits through this podcast. I'm announcing it's going to be around the end of July after it's out, but I also had Category 4 mastered with no solos. I'm doing solo contest where you can win a rev pedal.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Everybody
I
get
talked
revved
to
up.
yeah, get revved up, brother.
Yeah.
I first started working with Rev, I think in 2017. So disclosure, blah blah blah. You guys
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about.
Kyle's
I don't
cool. He
actually work
knows
for
people.
them
He's in the music industry, bro.
right? Yeah, I don't actually work for Rev anymore, but they bring me in for specific projects sometimes where I help with marketing and stuff. So disclosure, but they're donating a pedal for free.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. So you're gonna get if you win, you're gonna get a brand new Rev tilt boost to the single space one.
Yo, that pedal rules. I love
The
mine.
straight from Rev, and that'll be fun. So yeah, more details on that to come. But you want to get a head start, if you buy the entire album on Bandcamp, the download of the backing track is a secret bonus track on there. It's not listed on Bandcamp, but if you buy the entire thing, you'll also get Category 4 backing track
Only
version.
real ones will know here until we
Yeah,
also like you tell them. You know?
until I announce it
Yeah.
coming up. But yeah, so that'll be fun, and I like making it really interactive. The way that I've kind of taken this whole approach of including you guys and founding my micro label and doing some production stuff with Nate and his band
Yep.
and trying to do a lot more reels and just make it interactive is it's like I think everything's going to be a lot more community focused again soon with like AI music and streaming not paying anything and the way it's going. I think like we really got to focus on this community of people who care about music and guitar and stuff like that. So
Being
any way I can involve my friends in it and people I know in it, and just try to make it a really positive space where we're all encouraging each other to create and stuff like that. I want to do that, and I'll tell you, it's really tiring spending all year making a record and then having to like shoot a reel every day and stuff
yeah.
too. But I'm giving it a full shot. Like I'm probably not going to win any awards for my reels and stuff, but if I just try to do one thing every day, I'm ticking the box. I did something today. I'm like
Yeah.
trying to put myself out there, you know. So the solo contest is going to be a big part of that, and you'll hear the track soon, July 14th. The whole thing's out. You'll be
July
able to listen to Category
14th.
4 and the July 14th, magical day of the year. Also,
Oh
Alex
yeah.
Kelley's birthday. I couldn't have done this without God's
Thanks for
strongest.
the thanks for the birthday present, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told everybody in the group chat too because Nate, Martin, Alex, and me. Wait, is that Nate?
Who's the favorite?
Me, Ruben. There we go.
Ruben, yep.
We are in art, and I'll tell you, it's expensive to have a digital painting made. So I was like, okay, I need Christmas off for a couple years, guys, but I'll send you prints and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, so Category 4, you'll hear it there, and more details to come.
Sick. I mean, you got even other stuff. You're fully going, full in musician, not only with like you're having to do the heavy stuff like reels because you're here to make music. You're not trying to be a TikTok star,
Right.
But you've also got some sick ass merch.
Oh
You
yeah.
got, I don't have the flamingo shirt in yet, but I decided to wear my my own to be like, yo, it's kind of Kyle related here. Hell yeah, brother. Then you got
That's the perfect vibe for the show for sure. You nailed it.
and then we got the rack shirt as well, and all kinds of crazy stuff coming up. You trying to do more merch stuff with your record label, Third Chance?
Yeah. So Third Chance Records, like I said, it's when I put out It's Just You, I did found a micro label. So Third Chance Records also put out It's Just You and all that. And not Nate's band, Vile Intention, shout out Vile
Man,
Intention, SoCal, Death Thrash. But a Nate solo project I'm gonna put out on my micro label
sick.
too. And it's just kind of a host for everything I'm doing. So I figured the merch store can be under the Third Chance Records banner because I have some Third Chance Records merch, like a hat and a water bottle and stuff like that. But also, I figure it's a way I could collaborate with other people in the future. If you go on the listings for like the flamingo shirt or the rack shirt, it's like part of the Florida Man Shred collection presented by Third Chance Records, collab with Kyle Karich, and it's like, well, there's another Florida Man Shred that we could do some red
Yeah.
or potentially, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So yeah, there's some cool designs. I paid my friend Jeremy Bortot, who does my
Yeah.
graphic design from Canada. He's a ripping guitar player. He was in a pretty big pop country band for a while, Rivertown Saints, and now he's doing more rock solo stuff. I met him through Rev. Alex sees him at the
Yeah.
NAMM show every year and stuff, and I just I didn't want to just have like the album art square on a shirt or just have
Right.
it say Kyle Carriage, like because I don't really wear band shirts because they're not cool enough. It had to be like
Yeah.
something that I would actually want to wear. So I had him do some like actual design. So the flamingo one is like a hella aesthetic, like Florida looking
Yeah,
thing.
so it actually looks like an actual branded T-shirt, not just like an actual not
Yeah, like
band
like it could
T-shirt.
be
Yeah,
like a Hobie shirt or
yeah,
something. Like I wanted it to be like that. And then the rack one he's talking about, I sent some suggestions to Jeremy, and I'm not looking at it right now. I might get the order wrong, but it's an H3000, an ADA MP1, and an SPX 90, but the
yeah.
displays instead are like Kyle Carriage, Florida Man Shred, Rack is back. Stuff like that. So yeah, it's been fun. Like I said, I'm trying to I'm trying to tick all the boxes. Like hey, like I'll put out merch and see if people want it or not. And I think 6 shirts have been ordered so far or something. I'm pretty killer.
Hey, keep
So
coming. Hell yeah, dude.
more than I anticipated. So yeah, everybody, I'll put a link
Yeah, link in the
down in the
description.
description.
Hit it.
I finally got to say it's throwing me back to when I was first started out on YouTube. Okay, link in the description, press the thing.
You got to
Yeah.
go full on content creator now. Like, like if you like it, comment if you wanted to say something. Tell me if you hate
Yeah.
my guts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like if you like it, subscribe if you feel like it.
Yeah, hey, there you go. That's good
Yeah.
slogan there. Well, sick, dude. Well, we are all enjoying the Florida Man Shred. What is next on the horizon? Are we gonna do a collab of Florida Man Tech Death? Are we doing I guess our own version of like Sunbather there and everything? What's next on the
That
horizon for the big Kyle Karich here?
I guess the main things that I'd like to do the rest of the year is well, I guess this is a good time. I'll shout out. We've been talking about the last buddy that we haven't gone in depth on yet, Nate Davis.
Yeah.
Nate is part of the album because I had a 30-second like completely like raw unmixed like work tape of the title track going December last year, like real late last
Mhm.
year. And I forget the exact quote. I could pull it up, but he said it has, brother, you got one more run in you. Fuck yeah, I do. Let's go, energy.
Hell
And I
yeah.
and then I started the wheels turning. One last job. Oh, I'm too old for this shit. Let's get the gang back together. One last job, then we can all retire. And next thing you know, story, art direction. I wrote out an actual story with a
Yeah.
plot that happens and goes along with the album. So Nate has an additional creative direction
Yeah.
credit on the album for inspiring kind of the whole thing. And the reason I bring that up is I believe Nate's solo project that I don't know if it's correct to call it a solo project. He has a friend that's drumming and singing that
Yeah.
is really helping. So Nate's non-violent band, I think they're gonna have their stuff done around the end of the year, and
Okay.
I'm gonna do a full mix and master and everything on that, and help them distribute it through Third Chance Records. So that sort of thing. I'm hoping to maybe master more of his violent tension songs. Alex has been talking about spinning up some solo music, so like I'm
Got it
hoping to do
together.
more collaborator
Yeah.
stuff on that front. And then I do have some demos going. My friends and followers will know that I was talking about doing a second full length next. And once I had the idea for the concept that Nate helped give me, I thought it would work better as an EP. So I wrote more songs just for One Last Job. And so I do have some demos set aside for like a next full length that I'm always kind of poking at. But I would like to do more collaborative stuff where I'm doing production throughout the end of the year. And then I got some covers on deck that I've just been meaning to knock out too, especially get some more reps in on mixing vocal music, doing some singing and stuff too. I want to do I got a Rat cover I really want to do. I have a hymn cover that I really want to do. So hopefully have some more covers soon, and I'll like I did for the hymn song on It's Just You, from now on when I do covers, I'll go buy the license and it'll actually go on streaming and stuff too instead of just YouTube. So I'll have some Rat and stuff coming soon. But more low stakes stuff as opposed to just working on this every second of every day, basically from when I got back from NAMM until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's killer, man. We're stoked to hear more and see more from Karich. Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Okay, what are you starting up your streaming or anything?
I'm
Soon? Where should people go follow the Alex Kelley? Like what do you got?
The one, the only. Yeah, I just got finished doing a move here, so now I've got everything all set up, and we're gonna be doing the Alex Kelley Power Hour, where we will go for at least an hour or more. It gives me a heart, out like, oh, okay, well, I'm getting tired, guys. But yeah, streams coming up.
It's a good minimum though. You're like a huge poser if you don't do at least an hour, right?
Oh, yeah,
You're locked in.
Yeah, I was doing, I remember one time I was trying to do an entire month of streaming where I streamed every single day. And I was like, I had people in the comments seeing that, like, okay, Alex is clearly dying because he's doing it every single day, and he's been doing like multi-hour streams and stuff. Like, you could just do it for like 30 minutes and like nobody would like say anything. I'm like, it's to me. I gotta make sure I do this do an hour. So,
yeah.
More of that like overthinking thing that we both, got going on here.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, an hour every day, like to get back into it or whatever, or like that makes sense. Or like, even just doing a couple times a week, setting a schedule, that'd be fun. Because we always liked your streams. I know you were doing more, last time you were streaming, you were doing more like Gundam stuff recently, and that was cool. But we always liked, you're more like a variety streamer. Normally, if I watch a streamer, it's to like learn about a really complicated video game I'm playing.
No learning with me, man. I'm too stupid for that.
I like that you're just like, I'm playing the crab with a gun game or whatever. It's like we're just hanging out, It's
dude. I think the stream that went hardest was the squirrel with a gun. That was a good one. There was
squirrel
also
with a gun. Yeah. There's the crab game too that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there's a crab Dark Souls game out there that's really hilarious. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I appreciate the little shout out here. But man, we're stoked to hear more and see more from you, dude.
Oh yeah. I mean, anybody that's listened this long is like really cares for one reason or another, not right? So thank you everybody for watching so far in July 14th, just over 1 week from when you see this.
Yeah.
July 14th, the whole thing's out, and it's available everywhere. I think the best place to listen is on Bandcamp because those are the actual masters with no extra compression or anything. But it's on like every streaming service, every download service like iTunes. It's about to it'll go
Anywhere
up on YouTube a little later too. Yeah. So hey everybody, thanks for learning a little bit more about One Last Job. Hope to see what you think down in the comments and like interact. And like I said, we're all going on this music journey together. And thank you to the Alex Kelley at the Alex Kelley everywhere for interview. We'll catch you next time.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.